When you look at this image, the first thing you might say is, damn, those shaders are good. But when you look further into the image, you realize, oh, they must have installed a mod as well. And then after seeing all of the weird details that just straight up aren't in Minecraft, you realize, hold on, this is literally just a bunch of AI. So, if you haven't already read the title, I'm basically just going to be making 3 builds which are all going to be based off of different AI images. So let's begin the first build. Since the main point of this build is the fireplace, that's probably what I'm going to start with. So, I'll add a campfire, but it looks like only the middle one is lit. And I wasn't sure to use light grey carpet or white, since it's kind of in between, but light grey carpet I think just looks better. It kind of just has an overhang here, but when we get over to here, it looks like it's half of a stair. I have no idea how to do that, so I'll just keep it like that. And then on top of it, that kind of looks like a smoker, or like literally looks like a microwave. And I also have no idea how tall I'm supposed to do it, so I'm going to start building the side right now. It also goes off screen, so that is not helping either. Another way to tell if something is AI is if on one side of the block, because right here, the front is like a log, but on the side it's cobblestone. So I'm just going to make it a log. I know it goes off screen, so I can't really tell, but I'm going to try and make it nice. You know, that doesn't really make sense. There's also a lantern that looks like it's floating, but instead I'm just going to put a chain. And I'm onto this side, but I can't really, kind of hard to see. I think it's just similar to what I did on this side though. These blocks look like slabs more than stairs. I was going to put these in pots and I realized you can just place it like that. I also have no idea what this part is supposed to be for, because even though I am putting the slab down, is this supposed to be a balcony? Because why is there only a fence on like half of it? So I'm just going to fall down. I think this side looks more scuffed than this side by quite a lot. Alright, that's good enough. And finally, this first part is finished. I think next I'm going to do the window, because that seems probably the next easiest bit. 1, 2, 3. Some of you might be wondering why I'm using dark oak, but it's because I think that's the closest block to what the roof is going to be. I don't know how to do the lines across, because I could use fence gates, but I just don't think they look that accurate, because it's more of just a line like a trapdoor, but it doesn't connect. I'm going to use a trapdoor though, or I could use a slab. Since I don't have to worry about how the actual outside of it looks, I'm gonna try and see what this looks like. It looks weird, but it might look, that does not look good. I could put it all at the back. That looks good, that looks really good. Although the window is gonna be like really thick. I don't know if trapdoors or slabs will look better. I'm gonna go for slabs because they look like more of a similar color. I'm quite happy with those windows. I'm gonna put glass behind it though. It does also look like there's loads of like trees in the background, and I could make custom trees, or I could just whistle, whistle, whistle. Oh look, a tree. It looks like there's a really tall tree in the background, so I think I'm gonna make that on my own. Okay, so I just textured like these walls a bit more because I thought that the cracked stone bricks looked more accurate than the cobblestone, and I also moved the window like 1 block forward, since it like this kind of pillar looked a bit too thick. I think now I need to start doing the floor and then do like the main couch. For the center bit, it looks like gravel, which is kind of a weird choice, but I'll do what it looks like. Since the couch has like these lines, I'd use diorite, and on this side there's layers, but I think that's impossible to do. But for the kind of like black cushion, I guess, I'm gonna try and do this. So if I activate this piston, that kind of looks like a cushion, since the wither skull head is on snow layers, and the snow layer is slightly smaller than a block. Okay, so now I'm on the roof, and I think first I'm just gonna do kind of like an outline across the whole room, and it looks like there's slabs that go across. A cool trick to use is to use looms for a roof, because it means that there's kind of like a unique pattern. I guess it just looks cool. I just realized there's a hole right here, so I'm gonna fill that up quickly. Oh, I just realized I also forgot to put the back there. Okay, so I think this is our first build that I've finished. I'm pretty happy with it, although I don't like how there's like a gap here, and I couldn't put anything on the table since it's a slab, but apart from that, it's pretty good. Okay, so I'm now on the second build, and I liked it because there's just like lots of interesting colors, you know. I think I'm gonna start with the door since that's like probably the easiest part to start on. The only thing is, it's kind of like built at a weird scale. Like the door doesn't just look like a door; it looks more like kind of looks like this more. So I think that's what I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna put the door one block back because now it means I can do this because that looks more accurate. I don't know if the smooth quartz is that good. I think mushroom stem, even though it's a weird block, it will look more accurate. The only bad thing about building with mushrooms is if you accidentally misclick a block, the inside's gonna look like weird. It's like a weird sign here. I don't know how to do that. Since it's hard to tell like how long this is, I'm gonna start working on the top bit. That looks more easy to tell. Cause that looks too bright. It's almost like in between red and orange. I think I'm gonna use orange terracotta and I can change it later if I want. I'm gonna start working on the side as well. It looks weird, but I don't really know what the AI was thinking. Even though it doesn't show, I'm just gonna imagine it's war planks here. That looks pretty good. I don't know if I said, but I added a grindstone here because there just isn't really a block that looks like the sign since it's also an angle. I could just do it. Yeah, actually, I think that's a lot better. And it looks like it has yellow rating, so that looks really good. I don't know why I didn't just add a sign in the first place. For the window here, it looks like sweet berries. I have no idea what to do. I'm gonna do this just because it looks just really weird. I'm gonna go back to the bottom. It looks as if there's like a gray block. I don't know if coral works. That was pretty good. There's also a lantern here. It also looks like there's a pillar on this side. And there's also another lantern here. Although it is floating, so I'm going to change the chains to bars so actually it makes more sense. And there's also something above the door, but I have no idea how to make that in Minecraft. That's pretty good. If I do this side first, and then I'll be able to see how tall the building is. I don't like how the jungle shelves are like, they just look like a different color. They look like more green. I'm gonna start working on this white bit. I think I've done the front, but I'm gonna add something behind the windows. One thing you can do is just add redstone lamps and then turn them on. And that looks like there's light coming through. I think that's probably the best so far. There's also something over here, but not really clear what it is. That's pretty good. I think I'm nearly finished. All I want to do is finish this side and add the stairs. Over here, this looks like there's loads of leaves, so I think we're gonna spam them. Also looks like there's like little pots and miscellaneous things on the stairs, which kind of seems like a safety hazard, but it's fine. It looks like there's another almost window here, so I'm gonna remove this, and even though they look different sizes, I don't think I'll be able to do that. It goes off screen here, so I'm gonna just add what I think would be over here, which probably just some windows. Imagine there's probably just be more plant pots and barrels over here. One block that I feel is underrated is ferns. They just look nice, but no one really uses them. You can also make it seem like they're being bundled together by adding rails and ladders. I think something should go here, but maybe just almost like a ledge with a plant pot. I'm just spamming plant pots everywhere. It looks like there's more leaves over here as well. And I think I'm gonna texture like the white walls because it doesn't just look like one block. I've already added some birch, but I need to add more. Normally when I play, I set the tick rate to 0, so the vines don't grow, but it also means if you break something, you can't pick it up. On the window up here, it kind of looks like there's a plant pot with a rose down here. So if I add some grass, some trapdoors, I'll add red tulip instead. And instead, because I want to cover this, both these sides, I'll just add a stair. I think right before we finish, I'm just going to add like a bit of stone around it. I'm gonna add more texture to the floor so it just looks more interesting. I think that's our second build that's finished. Although one thing is just don't look at the back. But apart from that, I'm really happy with it. Okay, I'm now in the final room, and even though this looks like the easiest, it's probably one of the hardest, because there's first of all a literal circle in Minecraft, there's like these weird half blocks, and the enchanting table is like bigger than an actual block, so I don't know how I'm going to do this. I think the easiest part is just to put down an enchant table first, but now you have to deal with the circle. I have an idea, but I'm not sure if it'll work, because I can place these, and even though it does not look like a circle, how do I use it? There. That took like really long, but it doesn't look too good if instead I do it this way. I quite like it because it does look like a circle, and I think that might be the best we're gonna get. I'm gonna outline it with stone, and I think I'm gonna start doing like the road almost, or like the passageway. So I think there's 3 blocks in between each lamp, and there's 3 total lamp. That's pretty good, but I don't know if I should make the path 5 blocks wide or 3, because I think I'm gonna try and do it 3. Oh, that doesn't really look that good. I don't know how to do it. I think I'm gonna try and make it 6 blocks wide, which might be like, you might be wondering how I'm gonna do it when it's uneven. If I do this and then delete these blocks, even though it does look too thick, I think that's gonna be the best we get. I'm just gonna add another like layer of stone brick around it. Oh, this is looking pretty bad. I'm gonna try and do the lamp out here. I think that's a good starting point. Well, I'll put the water in here in a minute. When I placed the stone bricks, I updated the stairs so they're not like how they were a minute ago. I think that's fine. There's also this weird like glowing thing in the background. I think a glowing item frame will look pretty good. I'm gonna start on the water pillars. I think it's actually looking pretty nice. What I'm gonna do now, because it looks like above the enchant table there's like nothing above it, but it also looks like a dome. I use these as like temporary blocks. I'm gonna start building up the walls just so I can like get a better picture of what the entire build's gonna look like. It's also uneven. Or I could just move all this like forward 1 block. It's really interesting to have the lights on the floor, so I just like never do it. I always just put them on the roof. I think this is looking better than I thought it would. I think what I do now is try and finish the roof here. I need to texture everything and then like finish the dome over here. I think that'll be me. I don't know if this will do anything, but if I put a lamp above the water, wait, I'll do it on one side so I can see the difference. I'll do one at the bottom as well. I think it looks slightly brighter. That's nice. So now I need to finish this dome. If I do it like that, yeah, that's way nicer. Now it doesn't look like the water's displaced there, even though it is. Because this doesn't really look good, I'm gonna try and add like a trim. And oh, I didn't mean to do that. But now it looks a lot nicer. So my next job is now I need to texture the walls. I want to add lots of the mossy stone bricks. Now it look like, because in the actual picture there's lots of vines and everything, so I'm gonna spam leaves in a minute. This is looking really good. In the picture there are also loads of lanterns. There's also loads here, but I don't think I'll be able to do that. But I could instead just place buttons. It looks a bit weird, but there's just no way of like placing that many lanterns, mostly because like in the picture these lanterns are normal size, but these ones look really small. To add even more detail, I'm also going to replace some of the bookshelves with these ones. One way I used to try and like, before they added these chiseled bookshelves, what I used to do was just remove some of these and then place the looms, and it kind of sounds weird, but it looks like the bookshelves are empty. I know this isn't in the image, but if I put some of these, I think it will probably work quite well. This actually looks really good. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is the last room finished. Although, like similar to that one, just don't look at it from any other angle. Personally, out of all these 3, I think like the middle one is my favorite, because even though like the original idea was made from AI, it is like a genuinely good build. Also, like, please subscribe. I've been at like 350 subscribers for like a couple of months now. And I know I also haven't posted for like a couple months, but that's besides the point. Subscribe!